Hi there, this is Mary Bogart, Psychic Medium, and I'm going to do a series of videos explaining not only how to do tarot reading, but what the individual cards mean. This first one is just a basic overview as to how to do the layouts and what the overall view of the cards is going to be. There's four areas that I'm going to address in a tarot reading, and they're usually the four categories that most everybody asks about. And that's going to be health, relationships, finance, and career. Then that way, if you want to do a reading for yourself and you pull 3 cards or 4 cards, you can just pull up the individual videos on each of the cards without having to go through the books or going through an extremely long tape. Now, the history of tarot goes back all the way to at least the 1300s, but records have been lost in antiquity, so it appears to have been a card game, which is why there's only pictures on it. Back in that time, almost all the population was completely illiterate, so only the ruling class elite were able to read and write. That's how come there's just pictures on these things. Now, we don't know what the rules are. They've been lost, so we have no idea actually how to play the game originally, but apparently peasant folks started using it to help foresee the future, and that's how it became more used in that manner. There's the typical spread is going to be what you call a 3-card spread, and what that means is each card holds a specific meaning, past, present, and future, regarding whatever subject it is you want to ask. Those are the easiest ones to do. They're obviously very short. You can also pull a 1 card. You just have a question. You want to ask yes or no, or just pull 1 card and ask. You can certainly do that as well. Something else that's also really popular to do, especially at the beginning of a year, is a horoscope reading where you pull 12 cards. And I actually, when I pull them, I'll pull them and put them in a circle, because then that way you can actually assign the months to them and sort of say, okay, what will happen this next year, and break it down by individual months. We've got the major arcana, and these are the ones that have the titles under them, like the Fool or the Death card or the Tower or all of those kinds of things. These represent people. So if you pull one of these in the reading and you're asking about yourself, it most likely is going to represent where you are at that time, whether it's your thought process or whatever. There are 22 major arcana cards, sometimes 21, just sort of depends on the deck. The traditional deck that I'm going to use is the pictures that come out of history. These are the old pictures that go all the way back. And they start out with the Fool, and they are basically a story of man's journey to enlightenment. So he starts out a complete idiot, he doesn't know anything, and then he thinks everything is associated with magic, and then he just keeps on going all the way to the last card, which is the World. That's where he completely grasps his environment and understands how to control it. So you can kind of see the progression of the person through the major arcana cards, but they always identify a person. So if you're asking about someone else, doing a relationship reading, then these cards are going to be much more important than any of the other cards. Then there are 4 sections of minor arcana cards, and those are your swords, your coins or pentacles, your wands, which also stand for business, or staves, and then of course your cups. Cups stand for love, and it's easy to remember because they just fill up, so it's going to fill up emotion, but it's usually much more positive. Your negative emotions is going to be swords. Swords is always going to be very stabby, so that can also indicate mental illness, physical illness, emotional upset and trauma, but that usually this is going to be much more of a burden or a difficult thing to overcome. Then of course pentacles, which is coins, is money. So, and penta is Latin for 5, which is why you see the little 5 pointed star on all of these. And then the final one is wands or staves or stabs, depending on how you like to say it, and that's usually business. Now if you ask a question regarding a relationship or health or some other area and you pull one of these wand cards, what that usually means is that you have to undertake the action in order to get the end result. So if you're asking a health question and you pull a wand, it doesn't mean, well, now you got to go to school and become a medical professional. It means that you're going to get better only if you take the actions like this is a business and you have to attack it like that. Okay? Some people want to know about exactly how to lay the cards out, whether they should all be upright or that they appear the way you actually throw them down, which is some will be reversed, some will be upright, that kind of thing. First piece of advice I always want to give everybody is look at the back of the card itself, okay? If you want to read reversed cards, make sure that the back of the card doesn't indicate which way it's facing, because it's kind of cheating. Because this way you can sort of see that the bottom is a little bit longer than the top, so this is upright, but if I turn it upside down, before I even flip it over, I know that it is going to be reversed. So if you want to read reversed cards, just get something that's completely the same so you can't actually tell. I prefer not to read reversed cards. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get the same meaning by doing a reading with only upright cards. It means that the universe will just give different cards probably a lot more swords if they need to express something that, say, they normally would do with an upside down or reversed card. The only thing you want to make sure of is if you do not read reversed, don't ever do it. Just make that the standard way you like to do things. Don't flip back and forth. Oh, one reading I'll do this way and one reading I'll do this way. Be very consistent so that your energy remains consistent so that you're able to get a more valid reading that is helpful to you. I'm going to go ahead and do all the rest of the little videos. So good luck with that. If you need any help, feel free to give me a call or contact me. My website is marybogart.com. Thank you very much.